I want to see if you can complete this.
What, the smart card? Oh shit. Oh, son of a bitch.
I lost the hose clamp.
It's right here.
First day I come back in like months. Danny's trying to beat up a guy for running into him on the side of the street. You're working on a smart car.
Yeah.
6.5, 7 months later, you're still not working. So
How do you think I get?
I don't want to start that.
I'm saying shit really ain't changed.
Oh, that doesn't even line up. How much does it cost to fill it up?
Yeah.
It's like $28.
What's going on, guys? So we are back over here at Cameron Johnson Race Cars. I really haven't been over here since we picked up the Lexus at the beginning of the year, ran Street Outlaw No Prep Kings. We had a great season. Everybody knows we finished third. We have been kicking the idea around, but me and Cameron finally struck a deal and we are building a new car. So at the end of this video, we will be revealing what kind of car we're gonna be building, what the plans are with the car that we have now, what the plans are with the new car, and just trying to get a little bit better idea of Cameron, Danny, what's been going on in the shop all year long, and maybe we'll let him show us around and see how the process is going to work. Y'all got to watch the process of the Lexus being done. I thought it was pretty cool. We have gotten a lot better. We have learned a lot of information throughout the year, so we're going to put this into the new car and it's just going to be that much better. But we're going to head into the shop real quick. We're going to sit down with Danny and Cameron. They're kind of the two main guys here at CJRC. Jesse had to go home. He had to go tend to his old lady, so we did not want him getting in trouble, so that's why he had to go ahead and leave. So Jesse will not be in this video, but Jesse is another key factor to doing the builds here at Cameron Johnson Race Car. So enough of me talking. Let's head into the shop. Let's sit down with the guys and let's figure out how this plan is gonna go ahead and line out.
Cheese in here.
This is the kind of bootleg mac and cheese I gotta eat when I start working on a Justin's car.
Exactly. Oh. So we're back over here at Cameron Johnson Race Cars. We have another build in process. We haven't let y'all know what it is. At the end of this video, we'll go ahead and reveal the rendering that we had made to be able to get done. We have decided, me and Cameron, after about 6-7 months. When did I pick up that car? March?
No, it was
April? Oh, the
April.
Lexus.
No, when was the first race?
I think
June 15th or something?
April or May? End April or beginning of May?
I think it was April, but I picked the car up. So it's been since then, since I've actually been over here. I've had to come over and pick up some tires and stuff, but like really being over here hanging out. We just been busy this year. We ran No Prep Kings season 4. We placed in 3rd place. Everything was good. The car stayed together for the most part. I destroyed a lot of stuff throughout the season. Had that big backfire in Virginia, and it messed up the front end, the doors, and all that. But we did get everything fixed now. Y'all seen the last race when we were in Orlando. We did turn the boards on, so we've had a lot of stuff change throughout the season. Me and Cameron finally agreed to build a new car for next year. He's got some other builds in here right now that he has to go ahead and get completed first before he can start on mine. I just got pushed to the back of the line like I wasn't here before. I get it, I understand. But now we decided we're gonna build something, and it's gonna take everything that we learned this year and put it into a new build, which will help us in the long run. The Lexus was a one-off deal. You have never built nothing like that, have you? Other than maybe the imports, but.
Yeah, no, I mean, everything was.
It was all custom made stuff.
Yeah.
So it made it a lot more difficult doing a custom one-off one car, but it also changed the game, as in it wasn't the same as everybody else's, so it was different. It made us stand out different. And we're not getting rid of the car. I want to go ahead and let y'all know now that we will not be getting rid of the Lexus. We do plan on bringing it over here and letting Cameron and the guys put the grill and headlights in it. I've already ordered the grill and headlights. I ordered taillights, spent like $500 per taillight, and Cameron threw them in the trash about 8 months ago. So now I got to go out to the trash. I got to figure out where the taillights are at, and I can have them put them in the car. But we are going to keep the Lexus. We're just going to make it more factory looking. No more stickers on the front end or none of that. It will have a grill. It will have a headlight and tail lights to be able to let y'all know what we're going to do in the future with it. But I wanted to come over here and talk with them real quick. And actually, we brought Danny in the video because he does a lot of stuff here at the chassis shop that a lot of people don't know about. There's, so him, Eddie, and Jesse are probably your 3 main chassis guys.
Him and Scott now do just chassis.
Oh, so you got a new guy?
Yeah, Scott.
I don't know about him.
Scott worked for us a few years ago when we were doing the dragsters. He's really good at fit tubing. Danny's getting him back in a fit and doing it.
So I've never met him then.
You probably met him before when he was here doing the dragsters, but he worked for me about a year. And when we quit doing the dragsters, we didn't even make people
Y'all
have
must have
bills.
missed each other.
Yeah, probably just a little bit, but
He
yeah, he
left about
fits and welds. He's pretty good. So
And then what's Danny's?
Danny and Scott are just doing the 2 cars on the jigs. They're going to stay on the jigs for the most part. Jesse mainly does sheet metal, and he does the titanium welding, whatever else. So and then Troy does smaller jobs, and I do whatever I have to do if I have to do something.
You heard that? If he has to do
I usually
something.
do like build the parts and.
That's cool.
He has been working more than
I was about to say.
I really bounce between everybody telling them kind of what. That's the biggest thing during the
So you're
day.
just like the boss.
Well, I like to work too. Actually, I do enjoy the work.
Stop it.
I
bro.
really do, man.
Stop it. You're not
guess
gonna
so.
lie to them. We were here for. How long did it take you to build the Lexus?
Now
4
I
months?
got to stick up for my boss here for a second. Now and be honest on something. If you got to bend up titanium drive shaft loops,
Yeah. He does it.
if he has to do some 4-link bars,
So you're saying
Headers?
from the first build to this build, from the first build to this build, are we gonna see Cameron working more?
probably,
Gotcha, we got a lot of stuff.
probably,
He doesn't.
somewhat.
He doesn't sound too.
I mean,
confident.
he's doing a lot of other stuff too. I mean, there's shipping. He
Yeah.
does some of that. Then
Orders,
there's ordering
yeah.
stuff, and then there's just overseeing everything that's going on.
That's a big thing, just overseeing. At night, and now I started working Saturdays and not Mondays. Well, this Monday I work, but started working Saturdays so I can work. There's not as many people. There's no one here, no phones going off, so I can get some stuff done. But
And then what about? Are we allowed to show them the chassis jig table after this? Part of it?
Yeah.
Because then she gets some
It's
like.
already been.
You can definitely show the one chassis. I don't know about the.
We won't show the other stuff because
Yeah.
he's got some top secret shit going on. Yeah, we'll talk about that at another time. But he did get some new chassis tables and what did you call those things?
Fixtures, the billet fixtures, the whole no.
So what did you get those
Crossbar
for? I mean, what's
frame
different from the first build to this build?
They're more modular, so you can move it. So the stuff I had on the other jig worked good, but you couldn't move it. Everything was bolted in one spot, so which is fine. The frame rail width doesn't change. My cross member doesn't change. I just move the center depending on what form of brackets and everything else. But this one we can move, and like when we do your car, we're doing a same car now. Like
Yeah.
what kind of car? We're doing the same car now, so we're bending. Like right now, we already have some of your bars bent. So the next one we go to do, we know it's in hole A. Number 6 or whatever, and we can duplicate the same car.
So it'll make
So
the
we're doing
building
3 cars
process-
just like yours.
It'll make the building process go faster.
Yeah.
The building process
Yeah.
is already getting faster.
Yeah, and it's exact. You bolt it down, and it's exact. It's not like like the ones we have. We kind of have to clamp them, and which is fine. That's what most people use. But being that we have like so many builds,
You're just
now,
getting more
like that-
professional with it.
Yeah.
There you
Scott's,
Trying to.
Scott's going to be a big help too because
Does that mean
he takes
price
some load,
goes up,
he takes
or-
some load off of what I do.
Yeah.
Scott does?
Scott's good. He'll be good. Especially he's only really been. He started Thursday.
Yeah, he hasn't
Started back
done
Thursday, and
He
he's
used
already
to
kind
do
of
this
back
stuff
in.
on dragsters for a long time, and then he didn't do it for a year
Yeah,
and a
hasn't
half
taken
or
well a
something.
year
He
and a
didn't do
half.
nothing.
So.
Now he's
But he's
trying to
good.
Do it.
back into it.
Oh, he got some. He was doing industrial welding or something.
I don't know what he's doing.
He's good. He's a good fitter. He's real picky, just like Danny. I mean, he tries to be real picky.
Danny's like very picky when it comes to fitting tubing.
Yeah.
Like how close do you try to get it, Danny?
As close as I can get it because the welder loves that because he can weld it faster and better. If you don't have a little gap, if you have a gap you got to fill up, yeah, you can fill it up and it'll be a strong weld, but it's going to take more time to do that. And it won't look as consistent as one that's right next to it that's got a good fit.
So you
And
gotta
the
make
welder
sure
can,
everything's
yeah,
precise.
if you get it tight, the welder can just go right around that joint and done. None of this fill here, fill there, and
Yeah. No, it's got to be just right.
a little extra time there pays off everywhere.
Nice.
Sometimes I'm really good at getting it fit pretty quick. Sometimes they'll give me a fit on some of them to where
Do you have to ever redo a bar?
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Where's
If
that?
I mess up on a
Crack
bar, that's got some bends in it, let's say, I don't throw it away. I just stick the bends over in the corner somewhere because I will use those somewhere else again later.
Mm-hmm.
It's not total waste.
Much rather scrap a piece of tubing and make it right than use something that's not right.
Gotcha.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Danny won't. Well, no, neither one of us be able to sleep at night.
Given the opportunity, I will make it right.
So I ain't been here in probably, I keep saying like 6 or 7 months. I hope my calculations right. What are we in November? So that's probably
Yeah.
right.
It's
6
been
months.
five.
We're
6
in the
months.
middle of November.
Yeah, since the season started.
Yeah. So have y'all been staying busy over here? Or
Yeah.
I mean, I see a lot of cars are
That's
gone.
an understatement.
Yeah, we get rid of a lot of the smaller jobs, but now we have a lot more big jobs, which is
Is that gonna be better for y'all, or what's your game plan moving forward?
the good thing about the big jobs to me is the little jobs. Honestly, you make more money. The big jobs, you can get more in a routine. Like he just does a certain part, Jesse does a certain part, and you know what I mean. Everyone has their own part, so it gets more efficient. It runs smoother. And then to me, I feel like a big part of our business is selling parts. So to sell more parts, I feel like the more full builds we build and get out there that look nice and are quality will help sell the parts. So that's
Because your stuff's on there.
and the other good thing is with the full builds is that if we're only doing full builds and a customer we build a full car for needs some updating or header has an accident with front end or whatever, we can get that car in and fix it. You know,
Yeah.
we stuffed the shop full of a bunch
Yeah,
of
kind of like I did.
yeah. If we stuff the shop full of a bunch of little stuff, it makes it hard to get somebody in if they need to get something in. And just like you or anybody really, if you're in the middle of a season and not front end off it or have an issue, you're not going to wait 6 months. You got to get it done. So our goal is to build full cars and then service the cars for those customers.
I seen something last week. What's the Big Johnson?
That's the inner roll bar.
So how'd you come up with that name?
Just fit. It's big.
I seen it on Facebook. I laughed about it. It was pretty
It's the
good.
stiffest inner roll bar in the market. So
Is it?
yeah. At least I think
Are we
so.
gonna run it on the new car too?
Yeah, that's what's on the old car.
What all parts
Possible
are,
copyright infringement.
Yeah.
what all parts are you gonna
My
supply?
name's Johnson. That works.
I know.
Yeah, good. I like it.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
What all parts are you gonna put supply on the new car? As in, you got your own anti-roll.
Yeah.
What stuff do you?
We got our own anti-roll bars. We got our own battery mounts. We got our own titanium lower control arms, fuel cell mounts,
Any
titanium drive shaft
titanium
enclosures,
part is all
gas
made from
pedals,
scratch.
brake pedals, pretty much anything. I mean, we carry mid plates, motor plates, struts. We get brakes. We get all that stuff. But in stock, we have rod ends too. But anything to build a car except wheels and tires, pretty much. Axles, brakes.
Okay.
Stuff that there's so many variables, we just not worth stocking. But pretty much anything else we have.
What do you think's the most difficult process or difficult piece of building the car?
Difficult or time consuming?
Both.
Big difference.
I don't
What-
think any
what
of it's
makes
really
it hard?
difficult if you spend the right amount of time on it. I don't think difficult is really. I mean, all of it's difficult for certain people. To me,
I
some
know, but
stuff's
to
easy,
y'all,
other
well,
stuff.
y'all build cars, so like.
I think the most tedious part would be just the final like little tabs and brackets. I feel like you could build like me and him talked, and I think now with the new fixtures by himself he could do a whole chassis 1 week. No tabs, no brackets, tacked together, a chassis.
Optimistic.
I think that's.
Dan, you need to tighten up.
I think that's realistic.
Tighten
No
up.
tabs, no brackets, no seat, just the chassis.
Yeah. That's
But
tacked together.
sheet metal, the whole sheet metal is probably is going to take Jess about a month, 3 weeks. The whole everything, firewall, floor, B rolls, fit, tubs.
Sheet metal is by far the most time consuming and tedious. Building the chassis, the basic chassis,
Yeah,
it's not that. Well, it's only tedious on some of the funny car cage areas where you got to
Right.
bend up a bar with 2 or 3 bends, and it's got to meet here and meet there, and you really don't have much room for error.
yeah.
You're not going to take an 1 5/8 piece of tubing and you just kind of straighten it out with your hand to make it fit. You've got to kind of.
The little stuff, people think you do the chassis in 1 month, and they're like, oh man, the car's almost done. And it's not. It's not almost done. The other stuff, hanging the body, especially with steel roof and quarters cars, hanging the
That
bodies,
is time
making the
consuming.
bodies right, building the rockers, making the window lips and the trunk lips and everything to where everything's flush. That stuff really takes a lot of time with the steel roof, steel quarters cars. Carbon body cars, like we talked about, it's definitely a lot less work. To build a carbon body pro mod's probably at least 200 hours less work, at least.
How many hours do you think you'll have in the new build?
1,200 is what I hope to have.
So we don't really
I'd probably end
cut it
up
down like
probably end
800.
up with 2,000 hours and try to be getting my UBT card by the time we're done.
So we're gonna do it in 800 hours.
800.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll get the stick welder cranked up. Tombstone.
Whatever's got to get it done.
6011.
Yeah, Corey said he could bring over a 7.5-inch grinder and
We
his
can get it notched in.
and his 6010s.
I told you, dude. Y'all put the Lexus back together in one day.
But we did. But
What
it's not-
we
There's
did-
no reason why you can't build a car in a
What
week
we
and a half.
did on your car that day within 6 hours, we did pretty good for what we had the time to
It
do.
did, Danny. It finished in third. It got
Well, no,
back
I'm talking about
together.
that one day when you brought it in after the explosion. We
Oh,
had
yeah.
to fix the windshield and the ball.
Cosmetically, it wasn't ideal.
Cosmetically, it was
together.
Believe it or not, the windshield actually came out looking as good as the original, but the body mounts were all torqued and,
Yeah,
and
they're
I
all
mean the
torqued
front
up.
end was wasted and
Yeah.
all we had to do, we had 6 hours to just kind of patch it together and
Yeah, it did work.
it did get patched together, but not right.
Dan probably didn't sleep for a week.
Oh, I went nuts. Before you brought it in, I'm like, oh my God, there's no way we're going to get this thing done in that much time. No way. So I went in there and I was a little bit mad about it. So I went up there and when I get mad, I get quiet. So I went in there and I just started working and took the pattern, made a pattern real quick, half-assed pattern, went out there, cut it, and started putting it in. And I'm going on, you know what? This thing's going in pretty quick. And it went in pretty good.
Told you it would.
You did good.
That isn't always going to happen. Your front windshield was an easy one because it's
That's
basically
because I'm an easy customer.
flat.
Oh.
That had nothing to do with it.
I don't think that's the problem.
Y'all refer back to his original video when the car was leaving here on Sunday night. Refer back to that if you want to know about pain in the ass.
At 3 a.m.
No, I like Justin. Justin's all right. All kidding aside, Justin's cool.
Don't be telling them that, because then they're gonna think you're wishy-washy. You gotta stick on one side of the
Hey,
fence,
it all depends on.
Either you're an
some-
asshole or you're
It's a
not.
pain in the ass, but
He
it's all right.
tries to be the asshole, but he's a teddy bear inside.
There you go. But so now what my plan is for the new car is going to be. It depends on what time these two here decide they want to get started on it and get finished with it.
That's what I'm talking about right there. There we go. Reverting back. There, okay.
So
next.
it depends on when they're going to get done with the car. We have some kind of time frame. We're still up in the airs about it. We'll figure out if it happens sooner, that's better. If it happens later, it doesn't really matter because I do have a car right now. We are going to get the white car, the Lexus prenup. We're going to get it all fixed back together like we were talking about, putting the headlights, the grill. If we're not able to have the new car ready for next season, then it will just sit over here parked, wait till we're able to go out and test it and get it ready. If we can get it done, the ultimate game plan is to, I've never done this before. I don't claim to be a street racer or tell everybody that I've ran on the street. I've been plenty fast enough in my life. I don't have to go fast on the street, but things have changed and now we are going to have to go to the street. So we ran MPK this year. We did very well. We were asked if we would ever go run on the street, and I started thinking about it and I said, you know what? I kind of want to go try it. I like leaping over obstacles and trying new things and trying to accomplish more. There's a lot of people that keep saying we would never be nothing at MPK. First season out, we finished in the top 3. We had a lot of great people behind us. Being able to allow us to be able to complete the season and finish in the top 3, but also was told we run 3s with the car. We just did that this past weekend. We were told we would never run 200 mile an hour. We ran 200 mile an hour. So every time someone says that we're not able to do something, we are going to strive and try to prove them wrong. So if we do get the new car done, we will be taking the white car and putting it on the street to run Street Outlaws, the America's List. And we will be taking the new car and running the MPK. The reason why I decided to do that was because I beat the hell out of the white car this year. It's got roughly 110 passes on it right now. Yeah, we put 110 runs on it and 15 races.
That's a lot.
So, and that's not counting, and that's about 100 to 120 less passes than Ryan Martin put on his car, because he already told me all the runs he did and he was testing and doing all that. So we didn't get to do as much testing and all that, but we're still over 100 passes away from Ryan in the same season. So, and nothing against him. That's why he's number one. He has put in the time, put in the work, him and Javi. Proline, Steve Petty, they are a hard team to beat, just like they'll be a hard team to beat next year. But we have learned a lot this year. We're going to put it into the new car. And if we can't get the new car done, we are going to update the white car as well to make sure that we can accommodate to try to place better next year. One, I want to kick Kai Kelly's ass. I want to kick Ryan Martin's ass and anybody else that is in the other lane. But I really do feel Kai Kelly and Ryan Martin are the two head honchos to try to go after. So I was glad to be able to place third, but I plan on trying to place better or win the championship for next season. So we will be taking the white car, putting it on the street, and we'll take the new car and run NPK if it is done. It just depends on how many hours. How many hours Danny's gonna work.
Oh, don't even start.
Danny's been getting older on us. Danny, how old are you now?
I'm taking the fifth on that for some reasons that I'll tell you later.
See what I mean about being technical? He's off by a tenth. And when he's off by how close did he have it whenever he bent one of those bars that we had? He came up the degree. He said we're like a half a degree off.
No, it wouldn't be that much.
No. You're talking about bending. Oh, half a degree is nothing.
Tenth of a degree.
He's like very technical when it
strive. If I'm having two bars that have to match each other, like two bars you might put in the car that are going to be like almost side by side, you know, and they're going the same angle. I put the angle finder on them just to make sure if I can get them exactly the same. Sometimes they're a couple tenths of a degree off. You'll never see it.
Let me ask you, in your younger days, because you were probably a stud.
In my younger days, I didn't have digital angle finders.
So he didn't know how it was.
I had old
I'm saying, what about
Craftsman angle finder.
the females?
Yeah, to put a water
We're not
What
talking about that.
What if one leg was longer than the other?
I don't give a damn.
No, Danny,
Shut the whole thing.
listen.
Don't care.
Would you have gotten upset if one leg was longer than the
I'm
other?
not even going to notice that. There's more important things to worry about than that.
Oh man.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Danny.
See, we're trying to get Danny to come out of his shell.
If you ever hear me say, here we go, that's where we're getting into territory that
See?
we don't need to get into.
He's like in his little turtle shell. We gotta try to get him to come out. So we need y'all to drop a comment down below. What if we can get
You may not want me to come out of my shell.
You should. You gotta come out, Danny. I'm not saying come out. I'm saying come out.
You know what I'm talking about.
I'm saying, listen, everybody likes the raw talk. You got to be real.
Raw talk can get me put in jail.
Don't do that now. Yeah. We don't need to.
Me and jail don't get along, so that's not going to happen.
Have you ever been to jail?
No, I know better.
Yes, you don't want to do it. You
No,
ever
it's not
been
gonna
sat in the back of a cop car?
Nope. Almost. On both counts, but didn't happen.
Decided it wasn't meant for you.
I just was extremely lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long have you been working here?
This January will be a year. Day after New Year's. 2 days after New Year's last year.
Okay. And then what about your other guys? Jesse, Eddie?
Jesse's been here 3 years.
Who's been here the longest? Jesse?
I don't know.
Jesse and Eddie have both been here almost 3 years. Yeah, I think Jesse and Eddie have both been here 3 years. Corky's been here 2.
How long you been here?
Too long. I'm looking for another job.
If any of y'all out there got a part-time job, we'll let Cameron come
Right,
in.
I don't. Yeah, it's got to be low.
What can you do?
Not much.
Nothing.
I mean,
Sweep the floor.
I don't remember much.
Yeah.
Good sweep.
How old are you?
Old.
Like dementia old, or
Man, I'll be 34.
so you don't forget shit yet?
Oh yeah, for sure. Forget a lot of stuff. I think it's because I got too much stuff going on.
I'll just say
Good
this,
answer.
I'm the oldest person here except for Corky.
Corky's pretty fucking old.
Corky's.
And I'm damn
Corky
weird.
does good, man. He's a hard worker though.
No, Corky's awesome. I love
Yeah.
Corky, but he's old.
He
knows he
I
is.
think he's 60,
Yeah, he used
I
to.
think he's 68.
He used to play soccer with Jesus. He knows.
68.
Jeez.
Then what did I? Never mind.
Oh man.
But we need to get Corky more in videos too.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
He's another one that's got to come out of his shell. We're gonna get you out of your shell by the end of this year, Danny.
Oh, you can wind me up.
I'm telling you. Well,
Yeah,
I know.
And you might not like it.
I know what'll get you wind up.
There's people around here that know me locally that will agree with me on that. Someone would love to see me get wound up because they think it's a big treat.
Get them to lunch one day and tell the waitress on the side, I'll give you $5 to give Danny his drink last.
Oh, no, that just happens
They
automatically.
spun up.
That automatically happens.
Right there, get you spun out.
Oh, yeah.
What
He
happens?
said it's some kind of
I'm going to
conspiracy.
go out on a limb here. 80% chance this is what's going to
That's
happen.
probably factual. Those are probably actual numbers.
3 or more of us can sit down and go to lunch. It doesn't matter us. It can be anywhere. If I'm sitting with 3 or more people and we're going to get something to eat, when the waitress comes over to take our order, she starts with a random person. She'll go all the way around that table and I'll be the last one to get asked.
And that just burns your gears.
No, I just find it really amazing that it happens so often.
You're the only one that thinks
8% is a
about it.
pretty solid amount.
Well, you know why I think about it? Because I noticed it. And it's like I'm the invisible man sitting there, and I'm the last one. Like,
That's
oh,
because
what?
you're-
I'm like, everybody taking care of. Oh, I forgot about you.
That's because you're in your turtle shell. You gotta come out and you gotta let
Hey,
them
I'm
know.
just. I'm invisible.
Tell her you don't
invisible.
want to drink. You want
That's
a number.
okay though. That's advantages. Sometimes.
There you go. If you don't want to drink, you want her number. That's what you tell her.
Most of the waitresses, no.
Can't be picky.
No, just no disrespect. Just
Can't be saying too much. These people that we go eat lunch might see this.
Yeah.
I'm not saying nothing.
Talk about getting your
I
food.
don't
They
last.
might look at Danny and not even order.
Yeah, well, I don't get my food last. I just get ordered last. And it's just coincidental. I know.
Now, if everybody gets their food at the same time, and you ordered last, does that mean they made your food quick? They got your food.
No,
quick?
that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
Well, wait a minute.
I just find it funny that I'm the last.
But if
person
you
to get
ordered
asked.
last and you still get your food the same amount of time, at the same time, that means you got your food quicker than everybody else. How about that?
that
You
doesn't-
actually got your food quicker.
That doesn't
Yeah.
bother. That doesn't.
He didn't think about
I'm just
that.
saying. So they maybe really like you more because they got your food quicker than everybody else's.
They looked at Hunk over there and said, I'm going to
No,
give
I'm
him
telling
the
you
food
right
first.
now, that's not what it is. I am the invisible man.
What else grinds your gears, Danny? Let's get into that.
Tow truck
He
drivers.
thinks he's going to get me going here.
Tow truck drivers.
He thinks.
Well, we already heard the tow truck story today. But what really grinds your gears? Like, what is something that happens? Well, okay, let's do it this way.
Real
What's
general.
something? No,
real
what-
general.
no.
Disrespect.
What's something that happened? That's a good one. But what's something that happens in a shop, chassis shop, that you're like, man, I don't want to say nothing, but that's like, gets on your nerves.
Well,
And then not
If
even here.
I
I'm saying
have-
just in life, any shop or whatever. What's something that somebody could do?
if
say,
somebody takes something out of my toolbox and uses it, I don't care. But if they don't put it back and just leave it somewhere and then I go looking for it, that's a little aggravating. But it aggravates everybody in the shop. That's
For sure.
everybody in this shop is that way, and rightfully so. I mean, that's not a okay. That's one thing.
Cameron's the worst about that. He don't push
Another,
I
no,
don't use any tools.
I like everybody in the shop, and pretty much we all get along. It's not that there's nothing really here that kind of torques me out of my, kind of gets me all.
It's all outside the shop.
Oh, it's definitely outside the
Oh,
shop.
that gets them going now.
Yeah.
That's what gets them going.
Tow truck drivers and
Well,
No idiots on the road that do not know how to drive.
girls get them going.
In my life,
girls get them going.
Girls get them going more than
In
anything.
my life, I have driven probably 3 million miles in all my vehicles totaled. I've driven a lot of miles in my life. I drove semi truck
you used to drive
21
semi
years.
trucks and all that.
Yeah, I drove 21 years. I mean, I have driven a lot of miles. Never had a accident that was my fault, except when I was 18 years old and wasn't paying attention and hit the brakes when somebody stopped in front of me and I banged in the back of a little bit.
I don't know, man. The one you told us about earlier today kind of sounded like it was your fault.
It was my fault that I got all twisted out of shape, but it was not my fault that I got hit.
Gotcha.
I got hit by a lunatic that doesn't have any right being on the highway.
And
Names will not be mentioned.
Messed up the whole entire ride.
Yeah, it got it.
Because the ride was
Well-
spitting and shining.
Yeah, it kind of did mess me up a little bit. It got me going.
Now you gotta get a new
I mean,
tire.
that got me going enough. The 911 operator told me to go sit in my truck, so no more confrontations ever gonna happen.
Yeah, we can't have none of those. So what did I hear? What about the females? What gets them wound up
No,
about
we're not
females?
talking about that. That's off limits.
Did you really get riled up about females?
What do you mean riled up?
Well, I don't know. I just heard through the
Torqued
grapevine.
up.
You get
Torqued
torqued up.
That kind of goes back to disrespect.
There you go. We ain't got
It
time.
doesn't matter who it is.
So you ain't simping. No, you ain't bowing down for no females. whatever disrespect, that ain't allowed. As long as they respect you, you respect them.
I'm getting out of it what I want to get out of it, and everybody's happy where everything's good. If I'm not getting out of it what I want,
you're not staying.
Then if I don't care much, then I just go somewhere else. If I do care, then I kind of get torqued out of shape because. Never mind.
Nah, it's good. It's lit. I'm saying, listen.
I would have to get into specifics on
that. You ain't got to talk about that. I'm saying, does it ever affect your work throughout the day? Let's ask that.
It doesn't affect the quality of my work one little bit.
So you don't let it bother you?
It affects my mood. If I come into work and I'm in a bad mood for whatever reason,
Danny doesn't talk.
I don't say much.
He doesn't say a word if he's in a bad mood.
I just go about my business. When I first started working here, I hadn't been here probably 2 weeks.
Yep.
There's a guy working here named Mikey.
Okay.
Me and Mikey got along really good. Yep. He was like, I probably could have been his grandfather. I'm not that old. But anyway, maybe close. But anyway, so I came in and I had some things on my mind and I was going about my business. And Mikey comes walking up to me and goes, "You firing on all cylinders today?" And I go,
he already knew.
I go, "Not really." He goes, "I thought so." I just was quiet. I just went about my work, didn't joke around, didn't laugh, didn't do nothing.
But that's good. You don't allow it to affect your work here.
Oh no, I won't allow that because
Cameron just takes 2 weeks.
I like the job here. I love my job. If I didn't like my job, I'd have said, "Screw it, I'm going home. Forget it." But I like my job, so I'll just shut up and go about my business, and eventually it kind of blows over.
And then so like when I first did the first build, you had a little one, kid.
February.
So that was right before I was picking the car up. Mm-hmm. So now we're 7-8 months in. How's the kid life?
Awesome, I love it.
You like it?
Best thing ever happened to me.
Crawling around and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yep. Now's the exciting time. When they're little, it's kind of.
They were just there.
I mean, it's awesome, but now I come around the corner, and she's excited to see me.
So
I don't know why she's excited to see me, but at least
Hey, at least.
Maybe she's pretending because she knows I get her something. I don't know, but.
Do you spoil her?
I mean, whatever
she gets whatever she wants.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I don't even ask.
Nah, just whatever she gets. Do you ever bring her in the shop and let her just?
Yeah, she comes.
She comes around here all the time.
She likes to see everybody.
She's used to noise and banging and all that. She doesn't even phase her.
No.
Hell yeah. See, there's some things that's going to change around this build. I didn't get to see that.
She's only 9 months old. Well, she's 9 months old. But right before your car left, we took a picture of her in the driver's seat.
Well, yeah, no, in the car.
She was like,
she was
maybe a month and a half old.
So
now she's 9 months old.
She kind of got born into racing.
Yeah. Yeah, no choice.
No choice at all.
She won't remember none of
Poor kid. She's going to be broke her whole life.
She won't remember this part.
Yeah.
She'll be about 2.5, 3 years old.
Yeah.
That's when you start remembering, because I can remember back when I was like 3.5 years old, but nothing before that.
Dang, that was like 1800 BC.
It was a long time ago. Let's put it this way. I remember cars.
Yeah, but now we can take pictures.
Cars that didn't have seat belts. I remember cars
I was just about to ask you that.
Column shifter, 3 on the tree.
Well, I was just about to ask you that. So, I remember. So, like, I'm not that old. I'm only 25. I remember Nextel. Beep beep.
I remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember as far back as like when I was young. Nextel, beep beep. I remember whenever you didn't have a GPS, you had to go on, was it MapQuest?
Yeah.
And you had to, whoever was in the passenger seat had to know how to read. If not, you weren't going to get your directions.
You know how I navigated when I first started driving a truck?
A real map.
I had a road atlas that was a piece that opened up. I would just look at the map, and I look at it, and I was like, okay, I got to go here, I got to go here. Okay, this is road, this road, this road. That looks like about the most direct route. And now, today, right when I quit driving, what I do is, if I had an address somewhere in the middle of nowhere or wherever I had to go to and I didn't know where it was, I got the address. I go Google Earth, pull it up on Google Earth. Now I can look at it physically, see where the building is. I can see the roads. I can see where the entrance for a truck might be, or I can see where it'd be better for me to come in from this way or this way to get into the place.
So technology's a lot better.
Yeah, I had a GPS in my truck, but I only used it for entertainment. I put it on just so I could kind of look at something once in a while to see how far I was from somewhere or whatever. But as far as listening to that thing talk, I turned that off. Or trying to use that to navigate. No, I looked it up on Google Earth. I had a mental picture in my brain of where I was going to go, and I just went there. I mean, I was always good doing that.
Just seen Danny when
I'm old school. That's why I can do shit that nobody in the shop that never even knew how to do stuff. I know how to do it the old way before we had all the modern stuff. So if I can have to revert back to something, yeah, I can do it.
Do you still use some of your old ways to do stuff?
he's trying to notch tubing with a torch when he first started working here.
What?
If I had to build a roll cage without a tubing notcher, I could do it, and it'd be a good fit. But it would take me a lot longer to do it. But I know how to do it. I can make a joint with just a 90-degree joint like this on a chop saw without even using the grinder. You MIG weld it if you're going to MIG weld something up, and it'll look like perfect.
I messaged Danny in 2017 on Facebook because I knew he was good. He replied in December of 2020.
So there's a process there.
Never.
I don't remember
Not anything.
I don't remember.
Hey, you still looking for someone?
No, that's not how.
3 years later.
Here's my recollection. Here's my recollection of this. I don't remember you messaging me back in 2017, but I've seen your posts all the time, and I looked at them and I watched them, and then when I quit driving the truck and I fixed up the house inside that I had to do, then I needed to go make some money.
For sure.
Or try to make some money. So I saw a post where you had some beautiful looking welds on something. And I just messaged you. I said, you are lucky to have I said, you have some very, very good welders. And you said, I am very lucky to have who I have. That was on Facebook, general stuff. Everybody could see it. You private messaged me right then and says, what are you doing now? Are you still driving or whatever? And I said, no, I'm not. And I said, are you looking for somebody part-time? He goes, yeah, maybe. And I guess, well, just come by the shop and check it out. So I went probably a week or two before Christmas, come by and check out the shop. And then we decided that I was going to come in right after New Year's and start.
Right? Yeah, we've been here. I've been in this shop now for almost 3.5 years. I was down the road for a year and a half, that other shop. I moved here.
So your part-time basically just turned into a full-time?
It was starting out 4 days a week.
He was going to work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, it was going to be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and I was going to come in like around 8:30 in the morning, leave 4 or 5, whatever is part-time. After about 2 months of that, it was 5 days a week, coming in at 7 or 6:50 and leaving at 4, 5, 6. Depending on what
because he wanted to, though. I didn't slave drive.
No, he never once told me I had to do. Now, I can leave at 4 o'clock every day if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But on your car, I think it was your car, I was working on something one time and I was fitting a bar. And I worked on it till 6:30 at night. I was the only one here for an hour and a half finishing it up because I wanted to get it fit. I wanted to get that done. I'd go home and relax.
I like that.
But that's not an everyday
Jesse
thing.
Jesse leaves here early. Jesse's been telling everybody.
If you had your way,
you're the first person here.
Yeah.
Jesse's here
at 6:30.
Jesse's here before me every day. I think he gets here around 6.
He gets here at 6:30, 6 or 6:30.
What were you saying? If I had my way, what?
No, if you had your way, I'd be here till midnight every night.
We all would be.
I don't think that. Not like that.
I'm too old for that. I need to get some rest. I need to go home.
Maybe throw in a
clean up
weekend
and
here and there.
relax.
Hey, that was another question I had. Are we gonna be able to throw in a weekend here and there on the new build or no?
I work Saturday.
No. Okay, I'm talking. Look, are we gonna be able to throw a weekend in?
I don't know. I mean, I have a life outside this place too, you know.
I got you.
I mean, I will.
You don't want to come hang out with us?
When I'm working on your car or any of those other cars that I'm doing right now, there will. I don't work 40 hours a week. It's always more.
Yeah, 45 or more.
It's in between
Usually
40 and 50. Usually around 45.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's consistent. Now it might be. There's going to be times it might be 50. There's going to be times it might be 42. But you can pretty much count on always being 40 because I like the money, and that's just normal work for me. I don't drop what I'm doing at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock and head out the door. I finish what I'm doing, and it finishes up somewhere in the middle there. Unless I have something planned that I have to go do, and if it is, then I have to go do that.
I think Jesse worked one day last week with me on the jigs when we were getting them set up till like 8 o'clock.
I came over here and y'all were polishing.
There's exceptions. There's exceptions.
Polishing the top of the jig.
I mean, we'll all do it if we have to, and I mean, just don't want to let it consume you though.
Don't lie to them like that.
I mean, I'm here all the time.
The guys are here.
I'm here a lot too.
I mean, Troy, he gets here about 7:15. No, 7. He's been getting here about 7 lately, but then he has a long way to drive, so
He got
well, that's next.
we got about an hour and a half each way.
Yeah, so he leaves like
So does
3:30.
Corky. Corky's about an hour.
Corky lives
Corky
with
leaves
us,
at 4. Oh,
I've been getting here pretty early.
You kind of amazed me when you
Between
said you were
6:30 and 8.
You amazed me when you
I
said
guess
you were
that's
going to
all.
come over to the track at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
I don't think so.
Because I had to be here early to meet somebody on Saturday.
Yeah, Jesse came over Friday night, about burnt the car down.
I wouldn't
what happened there?
We had a weld that was broke on the rear end.
Oh, that.
Yeah, it was just like a slight crack. But I guess because the welder was on 110, they couldn't get it hot enough or something. That's what he was saying.
No, there might be.
Mm.
Oh, that was pretty thick where he was welding too.
Yeah,
you
it's
had
housing.
You probably had to have about 200 amps right there.
Yeah, so it kept popping the breaker at first, and then we turned everything off in the trailer. So we could just use that, and then he had to like burn the paint and shit. So it was
Oh, I saw him burn the paint. Yeah, you gotta get all that powder
Process.
coat off there.
Yeah,
You can't. Powder coat and welding do not mix.
so
Anything but clean metal really doesn't
This
mix.
video's gonna be like 2 hours long.
that's cool. I like it. They like it. They like being able to talk and interact.
Okay.
You have anything to say about the new bill? Other than you only want to take my fucking money? You have anything positive?
Ain't no
to say?
free
He
ride.
asked me today if I need more money. I told
There ain't
him.
no free ride in this world.
I said, no, there's definitely not. But I asked him, I said, do you need more money from me? And he's like, no. That's how I knew he had too much money.
No, that means he doesn't need any of your money at the moment. He's not buying any more stuff right now. But when he does,
Yeah, we'll figure that. Well, for sure.
So
I don't
let
get
him know-
involved in that end of the deal. So
Let him know what you've already ordered, because I don't even know what you ordered. So one thing we did about this build is I kind of gave him more range, as in he gets to order whatever he
Scary.
wants. I told him I would just drop the money off, and he gets to order whatever he wants. The only thing that I'm going to be supplying will be the rear end and shocks, because I have a hookup with Marty Marilat. It's the same company he uses on some of his stuff, but the 4-link brackets in the rear end, and then I use Mincer shocks, so I got hooked up with them. So I'm going to be supplying the rear end and the shocks, but everything else, Cameron's going to be supplying. Well, I'll be supplying the gas, he'll be supplying the parts. But what have you ordered so far for the car?
I'm trying to think of all the little stuff. I know we ordered the carbon, the windows, the stuff that's gonna take a while. The carbon's what's really gonna be.
How long do you think it'll take? When you say the carbon, what's carbon?
Front end, hood, doors, deck lid. What else do we order? But that's the biggest holdup.
How long do you think the process is for that?
It's 8 to 12 weeks.
With everything that's going on around the world?
Thankfully, right this second, we have other,
Builds that are the same.
yeah, that we
You're
can
able to use their
at least get the dimensions so we know track width, front end length, and be similar. The other deals got the same motor, so it'll be other than a few differences that we were talking about. But
Think we should let them know what we're building yet, or hold it off a little bit longer?
yeah, tell them. Smart car, right?
Smart car.
Short wheelbase.
You still owe me for that.
smart car with a 114-inch wheelbase. It's gonna look a little funky,
It
but
would be stretched a little weird.
kind of look like look like an old fuel altered.
Can we put the driver in the center of it?
You do whatever you want.
Well,
Put it
I
on the
don't think the
road.
rules let you do that.
We are getting a new rule change for next
That's
year.
scary.
I don't know what it is yet, so hopefully we'll figure out what the new car, but we'll have to build around the rules because it will be for no prep kings. But so are we allowed to go show them the fixtures?
Yeah, just show them the one jig in the middle. That's Clay's car.
Okay. You want to go out there with us? or
Let's
not?
go. Danny will show you. He's been working on it. He'll be able to tell you more about it now.
We'll talk about it. Do you know what kind of car we're building, Danny?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna let you tell the camera.
Tell
what
them,
kind of
Danny.
car are we building, Danny?
69 Camaro.
Danny probably used to be at the drive-in, cranking the windows down with his food and a little chick in the
You
back.
were around. You were around back then. So
69 Camaro?
yeah, what was it like in that year?
69.
If you had that car in that year,
I wasn't old enough to drive it back then.
okay. But I'm saying you were still a kid. So what was it like?
Oh, well.
Like if you seen
Let's
that
put it
car on the
this way.
street,
If you've ever seen the movie like American Graffiti
Oh, yeah.
and that, I grew up in an area where I lived that had people just like that in the neighborhood. I had a neighbor right next to me that had 440 6-pack Mopars, Challengers, GTXs. I had a neighbor down the street that had a 66 Chevelle with 327 and a Muncie close ratio 4-speed. He'd drive his car to the drag strip 8 miles away, take the tires off the car, put slicks on out of his trunk, put them back in there, and drive back home with the car.
Damn.
Neighbor down, another neighbor had a junkyard, and he had a blue 57 Chevy with a 283 with 2 4-barrels on it and a 4-speed. Drove it to school every day. My next door neighbors had the, you know, it's typical. They had their black hair slicked back with the white T-shirts and the cigarettes rolled up in the shirt sleeve. That was just a style. Blue jeans that had the blue jeans with the cuffs rolled up at the bottom.
No.
Why not? Why you always gotta tell me to do the shit, but you won't do it with me?
No, but you're the one. That's you. That's your thing. Roll the cigarettes up in a.
Anyway, that I grew up in that era. I mean, I was just a kid.
So
I
if
mean,
you
I
had a
could nowhere near
69
drive.
if you had a 69 Camaro back then, in that year, there was like a 98%.
Friend of mine had one.
You got laid.
Oh, I was not even thinking about that back then.
I'm saying when you started driving though.
Oh, I started driving. I lived in Florida.
What year was that?
70,
He's messing now. He told how old he is.
72,
That's how old he
probably.
is now. So yeah.
I don't know. I rode a motorcycle on the street before I had a car. I was a motorcycle guy for a long time. I raced motorcycles for a while. That was the best time of my life.
Hell yeah. So anyways, guys, we're gonna show y'all the other side of the shop real quick. Y'all seen it a bunch of months ago whenever we were building the Lexus, but some stuff has changed here. We're gonna explain a little bit about the chassis table. As Danny already stated, we are building a 1969 Camaro. I do know there is a lot of Camaros out there. I wanted to build a Camaro at the beginning. We were talking about it and we ended up settling on the Lexus. It's probably the best thing ever because I do love the car. I'm not getting rid of it. We will be street racing it, but the new car, Justice Swanstrom 69, I've always liked the look of the 69 Camaros. So we are going to build that one. We're going to go from there. We are going to try to change some things on it so it stands out more because like I said, there is a lot of people. Cameron's building 2 other ones for customers. You got Lizzie Meesey just got one, Cody Baker. So there's a lot of people that has them. So we're gonna have to think of some things. I'm not doing nothing. It's gonna be these guys. But we gotta think of some things to be able to switch it up. One thing that I'm gonna do, and I haven't seen nobody else do, is I'm putting all the chrome trimming around everything. Am I not allowed to? Or?
Chrome trim?
Yeah. No. I'm saying all.
Oh, you just added time.
Wheel well trim.
You're gonna put a trim, or you just gonna paint the trim?
No, I'm gonna put the trim on it.
Yeah.
So everything, like it's.
Please tell these people what you're trying to do with the titanium, so they can talk you out of it, so we can end
Oh, I haven't heard this one yet.
I want to murder it out.
He wants to powder coat the titanium.
No,
Oh my God, that's sacrilege. That's
Listen.
sacrilege.
I want to murder the car out. I mean, the whole inside, I want it to be black, matte black,
Too much black.
carbon
Too
fiber.
much black.
Too much blood. I
You
think.
gotta leave the titanium at least to break.
I
it.
think billet aluminum and titanium, if it's powder coated, that's just sacrilege. That's just like.
Definitely can't powder coat the titanium. It's too much black. You
No,
gotta break
I
it
would
black.
not powder coat titanium for a lot of reasons. One, it won't rust. It always looks good. And if you've got to go fix it, nightmare. Titanium's hard enough to weld, let alone to get all the powder coat out of it to try to weld it.
Let me pull this up. Pull this up for you.
You can murder it out all you
That
want.
car does look good, but it's got chrome and stuff too, though.
I'm not saying all of it, but
I would not-
Danny, you cannot tell me that doesn't look sick inside that car.
That's fine, but
That's what I said.
yeah, but titanium, no, you just do not powder coat titanium. That's just,
Guys, we're gonna let y'all drop a comment down below.
there you go. Comment on should you or should you not powder coat titanium.
Please.
Oh, I can't
Say
wait
no.
to see this.
I'm telling you, and I'm gonna drop this photo too so people can see.
That looks nice.
It
If you
does.
had chrome moly instead of titanium, yeah, powder coat it.
Yeah, but look at the front end. The stuff that's not. There's chrome.
I'm not
and
saying
titanium.
all of it. I'm just
No.
saying. I mean,
I told you. It's wild, man.
Yeah. I'm not saying nothing because I've said all I can say on it.
is it really that bad?
Yes.
It's bad.
We're gonna depend on y'all
You need
guys.
accent. You need a little accent.
Should
you
we-
want chrome on your car for your trim, that's accent. The accent in your interior can be the titanium. Everything else, if you want to black
You
the
gotta
crap
break it
out,
up.
black it out.
Break it up a little bit.
We'll think about
You're going to powder coat the fire bottle too?
it. We don't even have those in the car.
You
right
are not
Definitely not powder coating my brake lines and fire bottle lines.
Oh, yeah.
I'll walk out the front door.
Quit.
I'll walk out the front door
We
right
can't do the
now.
lines in black?
Huh?
We can't do the lines in black?
They don't make it in black. It's stainless.
No, I'm saying, but when you get done doing it, just hold them out, spray paint.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Danny.
God, it wouldn't stick. It looked, oh.
Don't do that to Danny. He's not gonna sleep tonight. Look, he's crying. He's tearing up.
I'm tearing up right now.
He's tearing up for real.
Alright guys, let's go to the other side of the shop. I just want to sit down with Cameron and Danny and them and just talk a little bit about the new car, what we got going on. We will be having more builds. I won't be over here a lot because I have other stuff that's going on, running prenup. We will be bringing it over here in the next month or so they can get everything fixed on it, and like I said in the beginning of this video, put the headlights and grill in it. My ultimate goal is to get the car looking so factory looking, and then we're gonna go try to see if we can take it to the Lexus dealership, and I'm gonna let them do an oil change on it, Danny.
On the Lexus?
On the Lexus.
Let them do an oil change?
Let them do the oil
Oh,
change.
that'd be funny. That'd be
We're gonna
good.
shoot a vlog of it. We'll do like some kind of recall. Say I got a recall for an intake, and we'll take
No,
it.
I
to-
got no problem with that. I think that's good. It ain't like powder coating titanium and stainless steel.
That's a better idea than
So let's head on over to the other side, guys. Let's show y'all the new chassis jig table. All right, guys, so we're over in the other side of the chassis shop. There is 3 jig tables. We are not allowed to show the one over here because he is doing pretty top secret build, but it's coming out nicely. This chassis jig table right here is the one where they're going to be building the new car. We already came up with a name for it. We have prenup for the Lexus. We are naming this one Child Support. So this car here is going to be a 69 Camaro too, right?
Yeah.
So all this is going to be the same as mine,
Yeah.
other than maybe the seat, because you know I'm a wider
The
driver.
only thing different on yours could possibly be the location of this.
What would change that? Why would it be different?
Different transmissions.
Okay, so I'm running a 5-speed.
Right.
So-
So this is our mid-plate line.
Yep.
Okay. When you bolt up the bell housing and a turbo 400, this cross member is about where you put for the mount, because the mount then comes off of here and goes a little forward or whatever. I got to catch the transmission. If
Gotcha.
you're running a 5-speed, it's a slider system. It's different. This will be in a different position on the rail. All that does is make this bar, then if this moved up, this will move up a little bit to find center, and then the X's will be a little longer.
So just some stuff may be a little
That's
different.
it. But as far as frame rail position, same. Rocker position, same. Cross member, same.
What you think about the Marty Merrill at 4-link brackets?
Excuse me?
What do you think about the Marty Merrill at 4-link
I
brackets?
like them for a couple of reasons. One is they can give you more seat room because of the way they mount here. You got this bar here. Some 4-link brackets have this bar up here, right in line with that bar.
So that takes away the seat room?
Since this is back, that enables you to move your seat back just a little bit in the
Gives
car.
you a little extra
Gives
room.
A little extra leg room. And some of these cars, you need all the leg room you can get.
For sure. Well, you can see the fixtures. These are the deals that y'all were talking about that y'all had custom made.
Yeah.
So-
On their other jig, we had clamps for the main rails that had holes drilled in the jig.
Yep.
Non-adjustable, where they're supposed to be. This bar out here, you had a clamp that we had to clamp it with vice grips to the table.
Yeah.
And so that
So this right here is a
this one here
lot
is
better
infinitely
process.
adjustable. We can make the rockers any width we need to have, and yeah, it's all, you know, the holes are all spaced equal, and these things slide, so you can put them in a set of holes and slide it if you want to move it a 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, 1/16, whatever.
Gotcha. So this right here is going to be the new build process. We are going to get everything in. We're going to start on this thing here soon. This is another customer's car getting started on. So when this one's done, they will be getting on mine. Hopefully, like Danny said, he's been cutting all tubing, cutting it all twice. Some stuff will change, but for the most part, a lot of the things will be the same. So we can't wait to bring y'all the videos. Hopefully y'all are enjoying the vlogs. Y'all have been killing it on the likes, killing it on the videos. Let's just keep on growing. Let's keep on getting bigger and keep on getting better. But thanks, Danny, for shooting this vlog with us and giving us a little bit of backstory of where you came from and what you do here at Cameron's. And I can't wait to start this process and get this build out, and maybe we can put the Camaro in the winner's circle as well.
Guaranteed.